All right, so I just want to go over my experiences with an e-bike, especially the Rattan e-bike company, and how it's changed me and my overall thoughts on an e-bike. So I live here in Melbourne, Florida. Beautiful place, something we can go outside and do stuff all year long. You know, we're not restricted by snow, and it's pretty much sunny, and we go do what we want all year long, whether it's fishing, hunting, just taking trips out through different trails and stuff. So I purchased a Rattan e-bike. Never have ridden an e-bike before. It was pretty much my first time ever getting on an e-bike, so I didn't know what to expect. I heard a lot of good things about them. I just was unsure how they worked and how the whole thing would transport you with this pedal assist and everything. So I ended up purchasing one anyways, and what an amazing ride. My first ride on that bike blew my mind. If you're doubting getting one because you're not sure how they work and how much easier it's going to be, but yet still give you exercise, I would say go ahead and just do it and just buy one. It changed my life tremendously with being down here in Florida. And it gets hot in the summertime, and that's one thing that, like, if you're riding a regular bike, you feel it. Like, you have days 100 and some degrees with 80-90% humidity. It makes it hard to breathe, yet alone get out and ride a bike and do that type of stuff. You know, typically the summertime we save most of our adventures for boating and being in the pool and just anything that involves water, because to get out and exert yourself tremendously doing stuff is just hard to do. But the first ride on the Rattan, which we're going back 3 months ago now, so we're in the full midst of summer, which is when I typically like to do things where I have to be out and scout for deer and hogs and start putting hog feeders out and fish in different areas, you know, because that's when a lot of the stuff starts to happen. So when we go into fall, we're prepared to do stuff that we like to do in the winter and fall months, was hunting and different stuff like that. So I purchased the bike mainly to get out and help me do that kind of stuff in the hot summer months. But like I was saying, the first ride blew my mind. I couldn't even believe how easy it was to pedal the bike and not get overheated and exert yourself, because you can adjust the pedal assist up to level 5, which is really going to help you excel on the pedaling. You pretty much push on the pedal and the motor pushes the bike, which is optimal for the summertime months. Now, as it started to cool down now, you know, we're getting into November and it's cooling down. We're getting some cooler evenings. You can adjust that down to pedal assist 1, pedal assist 2, which is going to assist you a little bit, but not quite as much as 5. So it does give you the workout, and it does help you to get some exercise and stuff like that. But overall, first impressions of the Rattan Bike Company is absolutely phenomenal. I can't even explain how thrilled I am with the way the bike operates, performs, the functions, which we'll get into here. So that's where I want to start this at, and I'll just take you through on some stuff that we do on the bike and how it works. So I just want to go over some of the features I think which makes the Rattan bike stand out to me. It's a hydraulic brake bike system, so you have hydraulic brakes. Get into the battery. It's got Samsung cells in it. You go up to 150 miles on a single charge. I've gone already and ridden some trails back into some areas where I hunt, which are 10, 15 miles back in the woods, you know, and you're in the middle of nowhere. And I've gotten back, and my battery, I think the lowest I've got it was 82%. And I'm talking, I've been getting it. It also is a bike that has a 450 pound payload. 450 pounds. That's a lot of weight. I have a trailer attached to mine, so now when it comes into hunting season, I can pull my game out of the woods. I haul my fishing stuff in there. It just, if you want to put your dog in there and take your dog for a ride, you can definitely do that. And the bike pulls like you don't even know the trailer's there. The suspension, we'll get into the front suspension. So it has a hydraulic front suspension that you can adjust depending on what kind of terrain you're on, whether you're road riding, off-road riding, riding on the beaches, doing some trails that have different root systems and stuff growing up out of them. I've already gone as far as to do some jumps and stuff like that, and adjust the suspension accordingly to where I want to have it, and I'm not like bottoming out and doing stuff. It's a very sturdy front suspension, and lock it out if you want to. If you don't want any suspension at all, you can lock it out completely to where it's just a rigid front frame. The 26-inch fat tires on it make a world of difference here where I'm at because of the sugar sand. Depending on whether you're on the beach and you get into that loose sand, those fat tires ride across that sand amazingly, you know, and I can't say enough good stuff about a fat tire bike. That's, if you're going off-road and you're not riding on the hard roads, and even if you are riding on the hard road, it rides amazingly on the hard road, but as soon as you get off-road and you're in the grass, the sand, whatnot, it performs phenomenally. 8 speeds. It's Shimano gear set on it, so depending on how fast you want to go and whether you have it, and we'll get into the power levels, you can push more and go faster when you're on the road if you want to upshift. One thing I did find is shifting way down into like first gear, second gear makes it easier when you're taking off at a red light. And here the traffic's starting to get crazy. You know, we're getting a lot of people moving to our area. It used to be a small town, but it's exploding. People moving up from Miami and down from up north, and you know, they're trying to leave the hustle and bustle in Miami, but they're bringing the chaos to our town, and making our traffic considerably more heavy, which takes you longer to get somewhere. So I mean, if you want to commute on a Rattanebike, you definitely can do that. And I tell you, at 5 o'clock, you'll beat the cars that are bumper to bumper at red light. You get on the sidewalk or the side of the road on the bike lane, you can rip. It's got a 1200 watt peak motor in it, which is enough power to pull out and take you anywhere you want to go. Now the website, if you go to the website, they say the bike's capable of 28 miles an hour. I have no problem. I'm 240 pounds, which we'll get into that. I was 260 before I really started eating right and riding and making sure I stay healthy, because I'm coming up now to where I'm getting older and it's not as easy to do stuff anymore, you know. I find myself sore the next day doing some random stuff. But at 240, I have no problem getting 31 miles an hour out of that bike, which is cruising on a bike. Now it is a torque sensor pedal assist, which as soon as you apply some pressure, that torque sensor knows you're applying the pressure, and that motor says, okay, time to turn on. So it's a 3-mode, 5-speed setup. So your 3 modes, and this falls into the torque sensor pedal assist setup. Your 3 modes are going to be normal, sport, and eco. Sport mode more for off-road, mountain bike trailing, which is amazing. That's something I really got into here lately, and it's a lot of fun. Your eco is going to be if you want to take your bike and you want to go on a trip somewhere, and say you're going to unload in Miami or New York, any big city, or even out in the middle of like somewhere you would take a boat to and get on an island. Assateague Island up in Maryland's a good example. And you want to conserve your battery for the whole day. Eco mode would be a good mode. I find myself just running normal mode most of the time. Normal mode is perfect for everyday use, trail riding, road riding, exploring, adventures, hunting, fishing. Normal mode is pretty much perfect for everything I need to do. Now it does have your charger that it comes with. Your charger, I get back and I don't think I ever go below 86%, and that's me and my wife go riding. I come back, plug it in, it's at 86%, and it usually takes not long at all. By the time I walk away and do some stuff and come back and I look at my charger, it's green. So I'm like, oh, it's charged already. I think from a dead battery, it's a 4 to 5 hour charge window, which isn't much at all. If you take your bike on vacation, you ride it all day, come back, plug it in. By the time dinner time rolls around, or you go to bed and wake up in the morning and want to go biking again, it's going to be at 100% charge. Those are some of the features I think stand out far beyond any of the stuff you're seeing on the market, and you get into these real cheap e-bikes and they're just not going to function for what you need. This is a affordable bike. You are still spending some money, but you got to pay for what you get, and that's kind of what I look at when I get into buying something that I'm going to be using like this, and using, I don't want to say hard, but I am using it hard, especially when I'm off road and I get into the hunting scenarios. I'm pushing this bike. The headlight, amazing. I can't say enough good about the headlight, especially me and my wife will find ourselves just going on a little evening ride, and it ends up being 10 miles, 15 miles, which I could never ride 15 miles before I got this bike. At my age now, when I was younger, yes, I could ride 20, 30, 40 miles, ride all day. I was a kid, and that's how we got around, and I was more equipped, my body, for doing that type of riding. But the headlight, if you turn that on the way back, when the sun goes down because you were out longer than you thought you would be, you stop, you grab some dinner. Sometimes we'll stop at an ice cream spot down the road, and we'll sit down and have ice cream and just enjoy the evening and each other's company. That headlight is far brighter than I ever thought it would be. It's almost like a car headlight. I have a Harley, and I think the headlight's better than my Harley headlight. So if you are going to be traveling, getting out in the woods in the morning to go hunting, or find yourself stuck out late at night, that headlight will let you see everything that's in front of you when you're riding. It's a phenomenal headlight. But those are some features I think stand out with the Rattan bike that make me love it even more, and make it just a exceptional bike that has a high quality of build to it. And I think if you end up buying one, which I hope you do, you're going to love those same things. So the Rattan bike, and I think whichever bike you get, they pretty much have all the features I just went over. And depending on what you're going to do, buy that bike for that. Like, I bought my bike to be an off-road bike, to be able to go and do the outdoor stuff. Our hunting season just kicked off, so I'm getting ready to get out and really start doing the hunting and deer hunting and hog hunting and putting the bike to work which is what it's made for. You know, that's what I bought the bike for. It's a work bike, but also a pleasure bike too, because me and the wife go riding now, and we get out and adventure and explore off-road and different parks. And here in Florida, you know, there's so many different canal systems and parks they have, which you can get out and just, you can walk them, but to get on a e-bike and ride, you see so much more because you're covering so much more ground and exerting so much less energy. If you find yourself getting tired, you bump up the pedal assist a little bit. You know, I typically, if we're trail riding, run mine at 3, but if I'm like, we just rode 10 miles, I'm starting to get a little drained, I'll bump it up to 4, 5, and at that point, it's almost like riding a motorcycle, honestly. If you want the workout, it's there. If you're tired and you've been pushing hard, you pretty much have an electric motorcycle. Which I love riding motorcycles, which makes me love this bike even more. But you get out, you can explore the trails, and I'm sure every state, no matter where you're at, you have your own trails, parks, different places to explore and to do it with your loved one, or take your kids. You know, you can put a kid seat on the back. It's got a mount system on the back where you can buy different attachments. You can get a kid cart, kid stroller, and put on the back, put your dog in it, put your kids in it, and just take the time, pack a lunch, explore, have a picnic, and just be able to enjoy nature, enjoy your family. It's crazy that a bike can bring you into that type of situation to where you can enjoy each other more. Is phenomenal. So there's so many great things that happen when you have an e-bike and you find yourself, you can pick up a new hobby and exercise at the same time and just relax and enjoy life. And I think if any motto should be for the Rattan bike, it should be relax and enjoy life, because that's pretty much what it's allowing me to do. So those are just some things that make me really enjoy having an e-bike, especially the Rattan Sequoia, which is the bike I ride. It just is a good break from the everyday hustle and chaoticness of regular everyday life, and be able to just get away and get out on the trails and away from everything and clear your head and sit down and have a picnic and explore things and see different things and let the bike do the work. Especially if you're into hunting, fishing, outdoor stuff, let that bike do the work. That's what it's made for. And does it make it a lot easier to get to spots that you typically wouldn't go to fish, or typically wouldn't go to hunt. It'll get you there, and you'll save a lot of energy doing it. And especially if you end up having to haul something out, hook a trailer up, haul your pets, haul that animal that you just harvested, haul your fishing equipment, save your gas. Let that bike do the work, get some exercise, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the scenery, enjoy life. That's going to wrap it up. Keep on watching. I got a lot more videos to come where I'm going to be using the bike to get into hunting now that hunting season's here. Keep a watch out for those hunting videos. Just the enjoyment videos that I make with it. Get out there, relax, enjoy life a little bit. Rattan Sequoia, thank you so much for building such a quality bike. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.